Oh yeah, free-to-play clan boss. We solved it. At least I think so. Let's make sure and break it all down. Let me tell you what I learned. What's up, guys? Good morning. MtgJedi here. Cheers. Have some coffee. Kick up your feet and let's talk clan. So many of you know that on the free-to-play account, I have been diligently, voraciously attacking the clan boss in order to be able to 3-key, 4-key even, Ultra Nightmare. We have the fusion starting today, and I think that I figured it out, but I want to run it again today to make sure. I am so close to 1-keying Nightmare as well, but I think that I have to 1-key Nightmare on Void, and that's going to be a problem because my Ultra Nightmare... yes! Sacred Shard! Oh yeah, boy. That's my first Ultra Nightmare Sacred. I think that I need to hit Ultra Nightmare in the morning, and this is the team that I found out, okay? This is the team that I found was working for me, okay? And let me break this down for you first with a different team, okay? Because that's where this process starts. We have this team over here, and I was trying to figure out some speeds that would keep up the buffs for the entire fight, because I figured that's how I'm going to be the most survivable. Now, I know also that to get your champions to a 4-3 ratio, and what that means is you take 4 turns, the clan boss takes his 3 turns. And the reason being is a lot of abilities are on a 4-turn cooldown. For example, Morag's mini ally attack is on a 4-turn cooldown. So if we want to do that ability every cycle through the clan boss's turn, then she needs to be at a speed around 223 or higher, okay? And I don't know if that's the exact speed. I just know that's the speed that has worked for me, okay? So I'm not claiming to be Deadwood Jedi because I'm MtgJedi, okay? So I know that my champions have to be going a bit faster in order to make that work, okay? Now, Morag is actually going a significant amount faster than that. And if you think about and analyze a lot of the other clan boss teams out there, what you're going to realize is that there are some champions in those teams going very fast. So if we take a look at the speeds on these guys, we have 221, 220, 241, 210, and 218. And these are all over 200 speed, right? And so is that necessary? No, you can build a 1-to-1 clan boss team and go down to 171 through 191. However, I didn't think that that was going to work for me based on my roster, okay? And the reason why I have this name Python Infinite is because we keep the buffs up the whole time, okay? Now, if you are trying to build a team like this, I really encourage you to use Deadwood Jedi's calculator to see what's actually happening. So let me get that on screen for you and show you this setup so you can see what I'm talking about. Alright, so as you can see here, this is the breakdown with all of the champions, right? You can see over here, Python's at 221, Rio's at 220, Morag at 241, we have Godseeker at 210, and then the original speed tune was Apothecary, and then I ended up putting in Claude, and Claude's original speed was 243. And the reason why is because you can see here that all of the buffs are going to stay active the whole time, okay? We have only a few turns. Most of the turns, we have all 5 buffs that are active, okay? And as you get into the fight, that stays. And by plugging these numbers in, I actually think maybe I had one small different thing. Maybe Rio was a little slower because I had this setup for every turn, okay? And obviously this is not the setup that I'm using right now, so let me change that and show you the setup with what it looks like right now. But this is such valuable information, what your buffs and, you know, your team looks like, how many turns they're taking, the turn order, all of that super important knowledge. And that's one of the things that really helped me is I spent like 4 to 6 hours in the calculator messing around trying to find the right speeds. It definitely takes some time if you want to build your own team like this. All right, so as you can see here, this is going to be the new build. This is going to be the new version where we have Venomage instead of Godseeker. Claude is going to be up at 243 here. What I found is that his speed being faster is obviously going to help us keep these buffs up more often. But it's not as pretty as you can see as the last build, but that's because we removed Godseeker and put in more damage, but Venomage also helps with survivability as well. So if I could figure out a way to make it look and keep up the buffs the entire time with this roster or, you know, a more damaging squad, then I would do that, okay? But this is the best I can do so far now. And then this is hopefully going to get us to the 3 key. I have not tested it extensively, so that's going to be our goal. But let's jump in and see the run. And then what we'll do is we'll take a look at the builds after that. Another great thing about this is that we have the Venomage in the lead, and she's going to boost our accuracy. So that's going to be really helpful for a lot of different things. If I really wanted to, I could like lower the accuracy on Venomage or Rio or even Pythion, who has that Brimstone blessing that's so helpful. But I don't need to do that because I use them in other areas of the game. It's not just my clan boss team. Looks like I'm out of coffee. So what you're going to see here is we want to be as close to 1 million damage per turn as possible. We're not there yet, okay? But that's what our goal is, because this is not a super awesome geared team. The speeds might be a little bit fast, yes, but this is not crazy gear, okay? So we want to ramp up to as close to 1 million damage per turn so that even if we don't survive that long in the fight, we can get to the 25 million damage goal, okay? And that's the goal because that is the amount that is going to be an easy 3 key. If you're getting 25 million damage or more, then you're going to be 3 keying. If you are down under 20 million, then you're still worrying about, I mean, if you're under 25 million, really, you're still worrying about 4 keying. And that is not the goal. I will not remember or have time to do all 4 keys every day. I already know this to be true. Most days I do 4 keys, but I cannot rely on that. So I need 3 or 2 or 1, preferably. And that will be the goal. I will not stop working on Ultra Nightmare until I get to a 2 or 1 key. But after I hit the 3 key goal here, then I'll be able to like focus on some other areas of the game, right? But actually, so far, I've been pretty impressed with Claude. He really helped Ogre Faction Wars. I was not expecting that. I got a bunch of new levels in there, and I only have 2 6 stars, okay? So, you can see the damage per turn is not as high as I would like it. We're at the, like, 600,000 per turn mark, something like that. More than 500,000 per turn, which is good, but not quite 6, okay? And we want to be up as close to the 1 million damage per turn as we can. and that's pretty impressive for what level are we, like level 63? We are on Scylla the Drakes' month in game, and so we've made a lot of progress. It has been a challenge on this account to get Clan Boss under control for Ultra Nightmare. I was hitting Nightmare really quickly, but then that jump from Nightmare to Ultra Nightmare was very difficult on this account. So, what are some other things here? You'll notice as we're doing the run, we're not going to have the buffs up the whole time. And we knew that because when we looked at the calculator, we could see them falling off, right? But most turns, we have at least 3 buffs up. This is one of those turns where we do not, okay? And those are the scary turns as we get later on into the fight. Especially if we get like a 3% resist or something on a decrease attack, just like we have right now. Rio should have that decrease attack up, and Venomage is the backup for decrease attack in case it falls off. And so luckily that was at the beginning of the fight, not later in the fight. That's one of the things that can cause us to lose some damage, okay? Now, I did have Claude in Toxic before this, but I wanted him to start going a bit faster, and I also wanted him to have more HP, so I ended up taking him out of the Toxic set, and that is going to make more room for Venomage's poison debuffs, because one of the things that I noticed was that sometimes Venomage would overlap with Claude, and then we'd have a little version of Toxic instead of a big version of Poison. And so I think that was one of the variables that was holding me back on some runs. And so as you can see here, we're doing pretty decent on damage. So we're not going to survive until turn 50 or anything like that. Hopefully we're just going to survive until turn 30, and we'll be able to get up to that 25 million damage per turn here. And then we'll be able to 3-key. So let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit. You don't need to watch the whole fight. And then I'll come back in when I have anything relevant to share with you, or when we're nearing the end of the fight. Some sketchy things can happen. It's not 100% yet because of the gear level, but so far so good. I just recovered from a little sketchy situation here where a couple people died and Python revived them. And what I'm thinking is about trying Venomage at a faster speed so that she can keep up that heal reduction and poisons the whole fight. Because I don't know if this is consistent. I ran 1 key yesterday while I was working on it, and I got 20 million damage. Then the other 2 keys were 25 million damage each. Doing a little bit of testing this morning, I'm not sure that 25 million is consistent or not, so I'll definitely need more testing, but yesterday was the first 3 key on the account ever, and I'm still really proud of that. I will need to figure out what are the variables here that are preventing me from 3-keying consistently, because I want that to be an automatic. I don't want to have to think about that every day. What's going to happen when I log in and try to do Clan Boss, okay? So you can see here that we're easily going to hit 20 million, okay? That shouldn't be a problem. Yesterday, when I did hit 25 million, we were on the affinity, but I don't think that should matter. Maybe this is okay, and we're still going to be in here. But yesterday, once we hit turn 30, we were a couple million damage higher than this. And so I don't know what the difference is, if I'm being 100% honest. But you are getting to see what is really happening on my account and the progress that we're making. Certainly a lot better than the around 18 million damage that we were doing before. Python should have his revive ready here. Then Rio's going to heal. We'll get the ally attack. And as long as we can get like 23 or 24 million, we should be good to go with the 3 key. But that 25 million mark is such an important breaking point. So, still some improvements to be had here. If you have suggestions on ways that I can improve it, let me know in the comments below, because that is the main goal for everyone until they get this process solved, okay? I like actually, there seems to be no difference between Morag with damage stats and without. She doesn't have 100% crit rate, but she has 60-something% crit rate. So I was hoping I was going to get more damage than yesterday, and it seems like I'm lucky to get the same amount of damage as yesterday. So anyway, we are up in the 3 key range, so that makes me happy. And that is the entire goal. I'm going to need to figure out a couple other things, but 24.6 million damage, I will definitely take that. And that's still going to easily be over that 3 key if I can scoot myself out of the way here a little bit. You can see Venomage did 6 million. That's the difference. Yesterday, Venomage did a lot more than 6 million. That's weird. Anyway, that's going to be 74 million damage if we go based on this number here, and that's totally fine. So I'm going to need to think about why Venomage did so much less damage today than yesterday, because I wonder if this is what it is. Let's take a look at the builds, okay? So, Venomage, she has Phantom Touch. She has a 15% chance of inflicting bonus damage. I wonder if yesterday we just hit more Phantom Touch bonus damages. That could easily be it. Rio has Cruelty, and Pythion has Brimstone. Here's the builds, right? Pythion is in a 4-piece Perception and a 2-piece Immortal, and the reason why is because his Brimstone takes Accuracy, okay? So, for now, I have to have him in Accuracy gear, plus the Accuracy banner, because that's the gear that I have available. Rio is going to be in Speed, Perception, and then a Broken Set, which unfortunately I could not match. Venomage is probably the worst gear. She's got a Broken Set and 2 Perception sets. She's not really geared that well. I mean, I guess she does have almost 3,500 defense, which is pretty solid. And then here's the Morag build, which I was hoping for more damage from. Admittedly, not 100% crit rate, but she does have some crit damage, okay? Yesterday, I had her in crit rate gloves, and I changed her to crit damage gloves. That did not seem to change the amount of damage that she did. So, I'm wondering if I should put that back or not. And then here is the Claude build. We have just a resilience set and then a bunch of broken pieces. Still has the sweet gloves from Toxic. Didn't get rid of those. And, you know, there's still, like, Pythion, Rio. None of these champions have their gear fully upgraded. I guess Morag is the closest because I was really working on her build yesterday. But I think if I wanted to work on her build, I would need to work on the crit rate and not the crit damage. So I think that I'm going to go do that. I'm still going to keep working on this team. I'm still super pumped that we're 3-keying Ultra Nightmare now. We just need to make it consistent. So let me know what you think about this team in the comments below and the progress on the free-to-play account. Should I care about the fusion? I'm thinking about skipping it. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.